All right, I'm gonna give you about 5 seconds to answer my pop quiz. What are the two different types of videos that you can expect to see on YouTube? Only two? That doesn't make much sense. I'm sure that's what's going on in your head right now. I'm sure this weird analogy might not make much sense. I'm sure a bunch of people have already clicked off the video by now, or you're getting ready to click off the video. But in reality, this is very important, okay? The two different types of content that you can expect to see on YouTube are entertainment content and educational content. And sometimes the two can intermix. Hopefully, with a lot of different things, those two will obviously intermix in like very obvious ways. With my content, kind of the goal of what I'm shooting for is primarily education, primarily teaching how to use like this weightlifting equipment, primarily trying to teach newer lifters or casual lifters how to like get the most out of this equipment and like push their bodies very hard. But there's always an entertainment side to it, right? A pop quiz, you're not going to see that on educational content. That's an entertainment aspect. Me talking about a bunch of random stuff, yes, it can be educational, but sometimes I'm venting, sometimes I'm talking about life, sometimes I'm talking about something stupid, something funny. Sometimes it's very serious, but either way, in all those cases, it's entertainment to a degree. So there's kind of a very fine line between those two things. But what if we went all in on something? And so that's kind of the premise of today's video. I want this to be pure education. So instead of like talking through a workout, making it longer, I know these videos have been like kind of long as of late, like almost hour-long videos, and that's a lot to stomach, especially if you aren't a regular to the channel. So it's kind of like a small introduction. I'm just going to do a shorter video where I'm kind of breaking down how to do a movement. One set of each movement I'm going to record and just kind of break down like how do you do this movement. So this is a back day. Obviously, I could be a little bit more in depth in the moment, but I'm not going to talk my way throughout the workout. I'm just going to work very hard on clean form today, and then I'm going to do a little voiceover talking about it. So voiceover, Miles, take it away. Good old back day.
Okay, so the first thing that I'm going over regarding the two lifts that I'm going to showcase today is back extension. Now, back extension is a pretty easy workout for beginners, but as you see here, I'm holding on to the seat. Holding on to the seat is something that you're going to want to do to like make sure you can properly balance and that you can actually get your back against the pad properly, because your butt is going to like slip up if you're not holding the seat. So holding the seat has actually kind of revolutionized the way that I've been doing this exercise. And then the next thing that I'm going to showcase is kind of how you set up rear delt rows, chest supported rear delt rows, because this is a movement that was kind of awkward for me when I first learned it. But as you're watching now, I'm like setting my toes on the ground, and what you do is you like lay on the bench, but you're setting up your toes before you go ahead and grab this weight here, because you don't want to have like imbalance as you're pulling that weight up. You don't want to like struggle with it at all. So like resting on your toes is the only way you can have like solid balance with this. And I think when I first started, I was just confused on how that setup worked or where my feet would be, and you only really want to balance on your toes. So remember those two kind of tenets: rest on your toes, and then grab that seat when you're doing back extension. And I'll see you in the next one.